If you have children, you've probably had the opportunity to go out and have someone else watch your kids while you're away. You may have asked this babysitter who was going to look after your kids questions about their qualifications for babysitting and maybe some things about their life, what they like in school, if they're in college or high school, what they like to do. When my kids were young, I would ask our babysitters a question that had nothing to do with their job or their interests, but just because I was interested in their answer. And I would ask them, do you think the Big Bang is an atheistic theory or a theistic theory? A theory that points away from God or a theory that points towards God? This is what I call an important question. And an important question is the title of the first chapter in my book, The Creator Revealed. Right now we're going through this book chapter by chapter in these videos. We talked about the prologue last time. This time we're talking about chapter 1, an important question. The answer I got from my babysitters was always the same, that they thought the Big Bang was an atheistic theory pointing away from God. This is an interesting answer. It doesn't surprise me because most Christians have been taught that the Big Bang somehow contradicts the words of the Bible, and therefore it's an atheistic theory. But in fact, the Big Bang says that the universe had a beginning, and if it had a beginning, it might have had a beginner. It really is a theistic theory. I think the Big Bang as a theistic theory is one of the best evidences for God. But many Christians seem to think that the Big Bang is an atheistic theory and contradicts the Bible. I talk to students who believe this and it has huge consequences. They see the evidence from science, how much the Big Bang is true because the observations are so clear, but yet if that contradicts the Bible, they don't know what to do with their faith. Some of them will reject their faith. But think about the alternative. Suppose the Big Bang is God's method of creation, as I believe it is. What are the consequences of that? Well, the first thing is as we study the Big Bang, we should see God's character. David wrote, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies proclaim the work of His hands." And as we study God's creation, we should see His character. And I think we do that when we see and study the Big Bang. The second thing is if the Big Bang is God's method of creation, then it should be a biblical idea. We should see that in the story of creation in Genesis, and I think we do. And then the third thing is if God's method of creation is the Big Bang, then that truth should affect our lives. Jesus says, "You'll know the truth and the truth will set you free." Understanding truth brings freedom. In the book, The Creator Revealed, I actually have 3 major sections. The first section talks about the evidence for the Big Bang and how it reveals the character of the Creator. The second section talks about how the Big Bang is biblical. And the third section talks about how an understanding of that can affect our lives. So as we go through this chapter by chapter, let's next explore the first of those 3 sections about how the Creator is revealed in His creation.